Hello students, welcome to Smart Kids Tutorials. In this video, we'll be doing Theorem 9.1 from areas of parallelograms and triangles. The theorem states that parallelograms on the same base and between same parallels are equal in area. So what we'll do is we'll do a proof wherein we'll try to prove that parallelograms which share a common base and which lie between the same parallel lines have equal area. So we have been given quadrilateral ABCD and quadrilateral EFCD. Okay. ABCD and EFCD. These are two parallelograms on the same base DC, and they lie between the same parallels AF and DC. We are asked to prove that area of parallelogram or quadrilateral, you can say ABCD, is equal to the area of EFCD. So you see there are two parallelograms over here. One you'll have to see it as ABCD, and the other one you'll have to see it as EFCD. Okay, and we need to prove that their areas are equal to each other. So to begin with, we'll begin our proof, and what we'll do is we'll just focus on these two triangles first, that is AED and BFC, or ADE and BCF. So let's say in triangle ADE and triangle BCF, if we have to prove these two triangles are congruent to each other, we have to look at their properties that will help us find out whether they are congruent or not. For that, we'll have to show their sides or their angles equal to each other. Now let's have a look at the parallelogram. So what I'll do is I'll separate the two parallelograms so you can see them very clearly as to what I'm trying to achieve over here and where I'm getting the statements from. So I'll separate out ABCD first. Okay, this is your ABCD. ABCD, and we'll focus only on this now for now. Now in this ABCD, we know that this line is parallel to this line. Okay, that's what we are given. We are told that it is parallelogram, so we know also that AC is parallel to BD. Since these lines are parallel to each other, we can get their angles equal to each other, and that angle, like say suppose I go ahead and I extend this further, and I leave it like this instead of that. So in that case, what will happen? We now have a transversal. Now for example, for these two lines, these two will become the transversals. Okay, or for in the converse case also, if we just consider AB and CD this way, then these two AC and BD become the transversal. So from there we can see what angles are equal to each other. And if we notice carefully, then if we have a look at angle DAE, okay, that is DAE over here, which in fact this is C, this is D. Okay, ABCD, DAE would fall here, and there's E somewhere over here, so I'll put a dotted line over here so that you don't get confused. So there's E over here for you. This angle will be equal to CBF. Where is your CB, and F is somewhere over here. So okay, coming over here. So what I want you to focus on is just this angle and this angle. These two angles are equal to each other. Why are they equal to each other? Because they are corresponding angles. So the reason why I had actually not drawn this line and this line is so that you just focus on this. See, if I remove this, it becomes very clear what I am talking about. These two angles, they are corresponding angles, and we know that corresponding angles, in case of parallel lines with a transversal intersecting them, okay, in that case the corresponding angles become equal. So the reason why they are equal we can give as because AD is parallel to BC, and our AF, finally this line is AF, okay, that becomes our transversal. So we can write over here angle DAE. So we don't take the full angle DAB, but we take DAE since the vertex is over here. Okay, so DAE is equal to angle CBF. And the reason being, we have to say that corresponding angles from, I'll write over here, corresponding angles from AD parallel to BC and AF is the transversal. Transversal. Got it? Okay. So DAE becomes equal to CBF. Actually, it's just angle A equal to angle B. Okay. Now, because there is E over here and F over here, we take it as DAE and CBF. And there is also a reason why we take it that way. It will be helpful further. But for now, what you understand is why are we taking these two angles as equal to each other? Because they are corresponding angles. Because AD is parallel to BC, and there is this line cutting across through these parallel lines, which becomes the transversal. And when they become the transversal, we have the corresponding angles, which in this case becoming equal, and that is why we have got angle DAE equal to angle CBF. And similarly, we can also write angle AED as, that is I'll have to draw a new parallelogram to show you the other parallelogram, equal to angle BFC. Okay, and for that I'll just erase this parallelogram. So we had drawn ABCD. Now I'll draw EFCD. Okay, this is a rough diagram. We have EFCD. Okay, and once again, if I extend this thing out here, this way, over here and here and here, okay, we know that this line is parallel to this line and this line is also parallel to this line. It's a parallelogram after all. Okay, and what we have said is then angle AED, okay, that is AED, this one, this particular angle is equal to BFC, this particular angle. Where does actually this angle fall? This is E over here. Okay, so in this particular parallelogram which I have drawn, this angle falls here, and in this BFC, okay, this particular angle falls here. What are these angles actually? These angles are corresponding angles. These are corresponding angles. The reason why I took this parallelogram and showed it to you separately, because here it could get confusing. What we are trying to achieve here is this angle equal to this angle and this particular angle equal to this particular angle, using the corresponding angle theorem. So here you get corresponding angles are equal. Why? Because ED is parallel to FC, and this once again AF is a transversal cutting through these parallel lines. Okay, so same thing we have to give over here, corresponding angles from ED parallel to FC, and AF is the transversal. Okay. So now you have got this angle equal to this angle, this angle equal to this angle. Now from this too we can establish a relationship between the third angle remaining between these two triangles, and we'll see how. What is the angle sum property of a triangle? It says that all angles of a triangle are equal to 180 degrees, right? So in case of this triangle, we can say that angle A plus angle AED plus angle ADE equal to 180 degrees. Similarly, in this case of this particular angle, we can take angle F plus angle CBF plus angle CBF, and this angle we have taken, this angle we have taken BCF. Okay, BCF equal to 180 degree, and for both we can say angle sum property of triangles. And you close the bracket. Sorry. For both. Now in this case that means I'll keep this over here, this angle, okay, so I'll just keep this as, maybe mark this as 1 and 2. So from 1 and 2 we can say that angle A plus angle AED, in fact actually I'll mark this as 3 and 4, and over here I'll just and mark 3 and 4, sorry 1 and 2, yeah 3 and 4, and I'll mark this as 1 and 2. So from 3 and 4 we get angle A plus angle ADE equal to angle F plus angle CBF plus angle BCF. Why are they equal? Because both of them are equal to 180 degrees, right? So they both become equal to each other. But we also know that angle DAE is equal to CBF. So where is DAE? DAE becomes actually here. So in place of angle A, I can write this as angle DAE, right? Yeah, DAE. And in place of F, I can write as a PFC over here. That will become easier for us to relate to. So we know angle DAE is equal to CBF. Okay, these two are equal to each other, so we can cancel them out. They are the same. And angle AED is equal to BFC. Angle AED is equal to BFC. So this I'll put as BFC. So I will cancel this out. Okay. Then what remains? What remains behind is just angle ADE and BCF. So we say angle, so therefore we can say angle ADE is equal to angle BCF, right? And what is angle AD? Where is angle AD? Angle AD is here. 1, 2, 3 I'll put, equal to BCF. 1, 2, 3. So now what we have established is all three angles of this particular triangle, okay, are actually equal to each other, right? All three angles are equal to each other, but we need to fit it into a criteria to prove that these two triangles are congruent. So now we know the fact that AD is equal to one side of this particular triangle, which is that one, BC. Why do we need that? That is to prove that we have got angle, side, angle. Through angle, side, angle, we will be able to prove that these two triangles are congruent, and that's what we trying to get at. That is why we have to get this angle also equal to each other. So angle, side, angle. So why are these opposite ones equal to each other? Because we know they are parallelograms, and opposite sides of a parallelogram are always equal. So I'll mention it over here. I'll mark this as 5th over here and here I'll put AD is equal to BC. Okay, opposite sides of parallelogram are equal. Okay, so AD is equal to BC, and now this will mark as 6. So we can take as since we are taking EAD, that is DAE equal to CBF. So from 1, then from 5 and 6, we get triangle ADE as congruent to triangle BCF. Okay, and the reason we give this is ASA congruence rule. Fine. Now that we have got the two triangles congruent, we can take some CPCT. So for CPCT, we'll take that area of triangle ADE is equal to area of triangle BCF. In fact, it's not even CPCT, it's part of a theorem which says that congruent triangles have two triangles which are congruent, their angles, their areas are equal to each other. So congruent figures have equal areas. So you can mention over here, congruent figures have equal areas. Okay. Now that we have proven that area of triangle AD is equal to area of triangle BCF, we can now proceed further to finally prove that the areas of the two parallelograms in question are equal to each other. And I'll mark this as 7, number 7, and I'll just erase this part. Coming to area of quadrilateral, what we actually need. So area of parallelogram or quadrilateral ABCD can be written as, so which one is ABCD? ABCD. It can be written as area of triangle ADE plus area of quadrilateral, this remaining part, EBCD. Okay, right? This entire area ABCD, we are looking at this planar region, and we say that we have these two areas, and it's made up of these two areas which are non-overlapping each other. We have this triangle which we have written over here, and this part, this area which is not a part of a triangle, which is a four-sided closed figure which actually looks like a trapezium over here. Okay, and this area plus this area will give us the area of triangle ABCD, right? But I'll continue over here, area of quadrilateral ABCD, area of triangle ADE, we know from here, is equal to area of triangle BCF. So I'll just replace that ADE, area of triangle ADE, with area of triangle BCF. because they are equal to each other. And I'll just mention this area of triangle, area of quadrilateral ABCD, the way, leave it the way it is. And here you can say from 7, right? Now what in your figure now over there, have a look as what is area of triangle BCF plus area of triangle, area of quadrilateral ABCD. Area of quadrilateral ABCD is here, ABCD. Where is BCF? BCF is here. So this triangle area plus this quadrilateral area gives you what? If you have a look, it gives you this area of the entire parallelogram, which is EFCD. So we can write over here, this is equal to area of quadrilateral EFCD. What is that? Area of quadrilateral ABCD. Got it? We said ABCD is made up of this part plus this part, but we knew that this part is equal to this part, and so we replaced this part with this part. Now what remained was this remained the way it is, but we added this part. So this part plus this part gave us a new parallelogram, that was EFCD. These two were parts of EFCD, and hence ultimately what we ended up proving was that this particular parallelogram ABCD is equal to this particular area of the parallelogram is equal to the area of EFCD. Okay, so that's how we can prove that two parallelograms are equal. So you can say, so parallelogram ABCD and parallelogram EFCD have equal areas. Okay, so that's how we prove and establish the fact that parallelograms which share a common base and lie between the same parallels have equal areas. If you've liked watching this video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends and classmates. Please subscribe to the channel and do not forget to click on the bell icon to receive updates. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.